I'm the fuck out. I didn't even get started on what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Bro, that movie was crazy.
Crazy, Frankie. Yeah.
What are the specials tonight?
That sounds good. I'll have that.
Hey everybody, Specialists in Nothing, back at you again, talking about everything, specializing in nothing. My name is Frank. As always, Joe and Danny, you guys want to say what's up?
What up? What up?
How you doing?
I'm excited for this one.
I haven't even opened it yet.
It's fine. You don't have to. I'm going to start reading a couple of my favorite ones because I just think there's... All right, so I found a fan theory page. So it's all fan theories. They're not real theories, but it's just that movies that were like popular that we've seen that are like crazy theories that had a spin on it. And it's like, oh, what if this was the case? The first one I want to read is because you're a Kill Bill fan, right?
I love Kill Bill.
Okay. The bride leaves Bill alive at the end as she never learned the five-point palm exploding heart technique.
From the
She
master?
just faked it and Bill played along. It's possible that the bride never killed Bill. At no point in the movie do we see her learning the five-point palm exploding heart technique. She just faked the whole thing and Bill played along with it.
But then why would he play along with it? And she
I
just
don't know. I've
walks
never
away
seen
with
the
the
movie,
child?
but I knew you were a
Oh,
fan,
you never
so,
saw the
like,
movie?
No.
Dude.
You explained that so well, like as if you saw it.
Well, I read it from the thing.
Take them both. Here, just reach your hand through the screen. Take them both.
That, if you give me that I will watch. I never watched. What was the other one you gave me?
The Good Son.
Yeah, he gave me The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin, and it sat in my car for like months. I never watched it.
Fucking kid, bro.
But
Can't
Kill
let him
Bill I
say
would
anything.
watch because I heard it's a good movie. I just never happened to see
And
it.
Tarantino, bro, it's so good.
Yeah, and I like Tarantino. I do.
All right, so what is this exactly that you're saying? These are just
Fans
fan
came
theories?
up with these theories, yeah.
So
Like,
these are
one of
like
them is-
one-liners.
Like one of them is that by and large is the biggest Pixar villain. Like the store.
By and large,
Yeah, if you see the picture of it, by and large is like the store.
I didn't hear. Okay, yeah,
It's
I didn't
in
hear what you said.
Wall-E. They say it's like responsible
By
for the end of the
and
world.
large.
Why?
Okay. It's the
But-
corporation that's in
Yeah.
a lot of the Pixar movies. Gotcha.
Exactly. It was in Toy Story. It was in Wall-E. It was in like a bunch of things. But they say that that's like the biggest villain in Pixar. It appears in many movies that are responsible for the end of the world.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm seeing this here, and it says that in Shrek, it's actually Donkey's story, right? On the surface, Shrek is an entertaining animated movie loved for its captivating story and lighthearted humor. But if you dig deeper, the origin of some of the characters reveal that it's potentially a darker movie. You know, when like Donkey was once a child in Pinocchio, so he went to Pleasure Island, and I guess he became a jackass, right?
Mhm.
And this is his story.
Well,
That's
they got
interesting.
instead of like being turned from a toy to a real boy, they turned him from a person into an
Well,
animal,
no,
I
in
guess.
Pinocchio, you go to Pleasure Island and you become a jackass. Do you remember Pinocchio?
Not really.
Because
That
you
was
don't
not
go
one
from
that
a
I
toy.
watched a lot.
Only Pinocchio turns from a wooden puppet to a
Oh, I
real
don't know.
boy because his conscience leads him to be a good person. The
Oh.
opposite of that, the guy's rounding them up and he's saying, oh, come to Pleasure Island. You could gamble and play cards and play pool and smoke cigars and drink beer. That's where he meets his buddy there. I think his name is Patrick or something like that. I don't know. And he starts to turn into a jackass. That's why Pinocchio grows the ears and the tail.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
also, you know, a little conspiracy about child trafficking, but we won't get into that right now.
I want to read this next one, but I want to wait for Joe to come back because some of them, like this one's going to be a good one. But I'm going to go back a little bit. So how about Back to the Future? Back to the Future fan?
Joe loves Back to the
Okay, I
yeah.
gotta wait for that
You know
one
who
then,
loves
too.
Back to the Future? And I'm gonna tell you this right now. We got a minute. Let's talk about it. My buddy Nick. Shout out to
Hello?
Nick. Shout out to Anita. Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she's still an avid listener. I hope so. If she is, what's up? My buddy Nick loves Back to the Future. He can quote that movie like the back of his hand. The way
Really?
I am with Ninja Turtles is the way he is with Back to the Future.
I would have said the way you are with 8 Mile, but okay.
Oh, that too, 100%. You kidding me, dude? All you gotta do is press play, let the first line go, and I'm reading the whole script. But and I don't think Nick doesn't get embarrassed, so he doesn't mind if I tell him this. It's not an embarrassing story, but it's when he was a child, he sent me when he was older, he sent me this video, but it's a video of Nick as a child, my buddy Nick as a child, dressed up as Marty McFly in Back to the Future 1 when he's playing the guitar, Chuck Berry. Johnny be good. And he is killing it. He's got a little blow up air guitar thing. And he's just standing there. And he's just like, bam, 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 bam. And he's, bro, when I tell you, he does the whole swinging with the arms thing. He jumps down on the ground and he's like laying on the back. He kicks the thing. I fucking love this kid. I fucking love this kid. And he did like one of the most incredible reincarnations of it. Back to the Future to him. So there you go. Now to the fan theory of it.
So Doc Brown is Marty from the future.
Doc Brown is okay. So Marty.
So Doc Brown, the old man that's the scientist.
Yes, I know.
They're
Doc.
saying that's Marty. That he goes back in time to himself.
Okay, that's interesting. Because
I don't see it.
Basically saying that he's trying to fix the mistakes of his past. So it says, think about it. Doc never ages. It's concerned about the future of Marty's kids because they aren't his children, and he worries about interfering with the space-time continuum because he doesn't want to jeopardize his existence.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
So it's him saving his own existence, basically.
I'm still confused.
Like, so...
I'm lost from when you said Marty's Doc.
In the movie, you don't ever see like him get older, the older man. So
you don't ever see Doc get older?
Yeah, you don't see him get older than what he is like as the old man. They're saying that he's concerned about Marty's kids in the future, which basically are his, but he worries that they're not his children and that he doesn't want to jeopardize his existence. So he's going back in time to save himself.
That's interesting. So,
or I'm sorry, their existence. I said his existence. Their existence.
Okay, so I'm going to debunk this one because the history teacher, the principal, always calls him you're a slacker, McFly, just like your father. You'll always be a slacker. So how did Marty McFly, become Doc Brown and then come back into his name is Emmett Brown. He's a totally different person. Even in 1883. You know?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I get what you're saying with that. That's an interesting theory.
Well, it's not my theory.
I know it's not your theory. It's a fan-based theory.
Do you believe? What do you think, Kai?
I mean, I don't know Back to the Future well enough to like really say. But I mean, when
this kid's seen 3 movies his whole life.
You've never seen Back to the Future?
I mean, I have, but I'm saying like not like that I watched it that many times to like reference it enough, like to where like he was saying.
You don't understand the movie after the first time watching it?
Yeah, but I'm saying that was a long fucking time ago, man. Like, I remember him driving through the parking lot, like with the guys shooting at him, and like I remember him at the dance disappearing and stuff. But I don't like remember the movie front to back.
Okay.
And you should definitely watch it front to back
Okay.
again.
I should definitely watch it again. Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay.
All right, so how about we'll change it up a bit to a good one. John Wick is Neo if he took.
I very much dislike you right now.
John Wick is
I love you at the
Neo
same time.
if he took the blue pill. That's
So
interesting.
in the Matrix, Neo takes the red pill.
Right.
So they're saying if he takes
I
the
don't know
blue
if
pill,
I've
he would have
told-
been John Wick.
I don't know if I told you guys, but I've never seen The Matrix before, so I don't know.
What, bro? What? What?
That's crazy.
Get the fuck.
That's a good movie. You need to see that. And such a good cast. And oh my god.
All right. You know what? Let's just
What's her
time out
name?
for a
Wait,
second.
what's
He
her
won't
name?
like it. He won't like it. He
What's
won't
her-
understand it.
Yes, he will.
He
Dude,
would take
it's
a blue
such a
pill.
good love story
100%.
too. What's her name? The
Trinity.
Trinity. Oh my god, she's my favorite too.
Not really into the love story type movies.
Not a
but I'm
love story
saying-
type movie. I don't know why.
It's
this
not a love
motherfucker
story
said
type
it.
movie, but I'm saying like with that tied in
You're
with all the
dripping all
drama and
over.
everything between the fighting, and it was such a good movie, man.
Good.
So well written and great.
I don't know. I'm just never got around to
Like,
it.
that's a movie that I've watched over and over again.
See, a lot of people say that.
I love
There's,
it.
like a huge cult behind it, but like I don't know. I just never really seen it.
No,
Interesting.
Matrix was good.
What else you got for us?
Mm,
Oh
Alright,
wait,
so
I
how
saw this
about-
one. The Dark Knight. The
Oh, the
Joker's
Joker?
origin. Yeah. Can you imagine Batman without his arch nemesis Joker? I don't think so.
yes, because then there's
Yeah,
Arch nemesis. He's
Batman.
like the guy. Without the Joker, what is Mr. Freeze just gonna be chilling in an igloo for a
Who's the
little bit?
one? Before I put on the mask,
Bane.
Bane. Bane was such a great villain too. I thought,
But
and not even just in the Dark Knight, like just in general. Bane was always a dope villain, even in the
What about-
older ones.
what
when
about
he was
the
with Poison
Riddler?
Ivy? Yeah, the Riddler was definitely an arch nemesis. Penguin.
I said that.
Oh,
arch
is it
nemesis
Penguin?
is like one motherfucker who's always there. The Joker is always there. If you're gonna, all right, think of it like this.
He's right. That's a good point.
You know, it's like Batman's always
Think
But
about
I
this,
could
no.
easily replace the Joker with the Riddler and not be too
an
disappointed.
arch nemesis, though. No,
Like
that's
if
Yeah.
it wasn't the Joker and they made it the Riddler and that was the story, like yeah, I could see it.
I'm good with it. I didn't mean to ruin your thing. I'm just saying.
No, it's okay.
You wanted my opinion.
No, but so go ahead, keep going though.
What would be you? Could you imagine Batman without the Joker?
I mean,
no, you can't.
Joker
That's like
is
having-
a good villain.
Bro.
He is a dope villain.
I know. Me. My dog. Oh, now I can't see it.
Joe's having focus problems again.
I figured out how to focus it. You see that?
How'd you do that? Oh, he just gets scared straight.
You
Yeah,
look
sit
like
back
Robin
straight.
Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire.
My
I
face
do a
has
great
gotta
impersonation
be
of a hot dog.
the center of the screen, and then it focuses. Here I am.
Oh man.
All right, so no, but go ahead, keep reading the one about the Joker though, because this is a good theory.
Okay, so let's see. Blah blah blah. One of the things that makes the Joker such an iconic villain is that he's got a memorable character, and the fact that we don't really know much about him as his origin. You know, like the Riddler, Bane, Penguin, all this other shit, Catwoman. But in the Dark Knight, it can reveal a mystery. So Christopher Nolan's movie portrays the Joker as an expert in explosives and firearms, someone who is great with like fighting skills. However, he doesn't really fight much, if you noticed. The Joker has everybody else fighting for him. But what if it's not by chance? What if the Joker is an ex-soldier with PTSD who's just gone rogue? You know? That's a
Yeah.
little weird.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Here's this one real quick. The Blair Witch Project. The theory is that, well, have you seen the Blair Witch Project?
Yeah.
All right, so the Blair Witch Project was just an elaborate ruse for these two boys to murder this girl. And there was no fucking,
Like just the
Bitch.
story that they made up.
yeah, it's just they're like, oh, there's a story. And then they bring her to this fucking house, they murder her for some reason. Maybe she owed them money or she was a hooker or, something like that.
I can see it.
Who knows?
I can see that.
Was there never an explanation of what the fuck happened at the end?
No, not really. They're like three students. Was it Heather, Josh, and Mike?
I don't
And they're like trying to investigate this
Names.
legend of the Blair Witch Project, but they just get killed by the legend. So
Yeah.
that's kind of ironic, actually. When I first saw that shit, dude, I was like, yo, I was scared
It was,
shitless,
it was a
bro.
good
I was
movie.
scared. I thought it was legit a fucking documentary.
Yeah, me too.
I found out later, like years
like
later,
Years later. Yep. me
that
too.
it was a fucking movie. And I was like, yo, no fucking way. Cause not even the whole like Blair Witch legend thing that was scary. It was the fact that there's three people lost in the fucking woods somewhere, can't get out, can't find north for the fuck of them. Which like I'm not a fucking explorer, but if you put me in the woods, I'll
I'm
probably
not
get
an
out.
explorer.
Give me like an hour and a half tops. If I'm not like in a fucking rainforest somewhere, I'm just gonna keep going one direction and just follow my way out. I'll hit water eventually.
True.
But it was scary because when they're doing the filming, you don't see any camera crew around at all, and they get these fucking, what were they, like the witch sticks or whatever they were built, and that scared the fuck out of me, man.
No, it was definitely well done.
I
Oh,
thought
wow.
so.
All right, so how about this? You guys have seen Titanic, right?
Who hasn't seen Titanic?
Have you seen Inception?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
have you seen Shutter Island?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Wait,
all
is
of
this just
that.
gonna be like Leonardo DiCaprio is a fucking
So the theory is that they're all connected. I haven't seen
Oh.
Inception or Shutter Island,
bro. What are you doing?
but it says after DiCaprio's character sinks at the bottom of the ocean in Titanic, he doesn't drown but gets washed up on the beach. He hallucinates the
Ooh.
events of Inception due to
Right.
brain damage, and then wakes up in the hospital on Shutter
At
Island.
Shutter Island. That's pretty interesting.
Wow, I never heard that one.
Me
I mean,
neither.
the years have nothing to do with each other, but it's totally okay, I guess, because that's just not. It's not chronological, but
Yeah.
that's really cool. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because doesn't Inception? You never saw Inception?
No,
I'm pretty sure.
but it
I'm
makes
pretty
sense if he was
sure-
hallucinating because it's all about like the buildings bending and like all that shit. I never seen that.
last year. So
They say this.
yeah, because on Inception, it opens up with him on the beach. Holy shit,
So it'd be crazy.
dude! Inception is a great fucking movie. Another Christopher Nolan movie. You gotta watch that shit. It's so fucking good.
Really, really good movie.
It's really good. Fucking Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in that shit, and Tom Hardy,
Yeah.
and the guy who played the Scarecrow in Batman Begins. I don't remember his name though.
Don't yell at me because I've seen parts of it, but I've never seen the whole thing. So I know it's to be another one. He was like, "Oh my god, dude!" The briefcase in Pulp Fiction contains the soul of
Of
Marcellus,
Marcellus
Wallace.
Wallace.
Yeah.
I've
I've
never
heard
heard
that
that, but I
before.
don't know who Marcellus Wallace is. So
Come on.
Yeah, we know,
Frank.
Frank.
What the-
sorry.
Really? You've never seen Pulp?
I've seen it, but not the whole thing. Like through, like it's been on TV, and I tried to watch it before, but like never sat through and watched the whole thing before.
I don't know how that's possible.
That's like the one where him and they're sitting in the diner, right? And the guy tries to rob them.
Nobody fucking move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen parts of it, but I've never seen the whole thing.
He says, yeah, that one.
All right, so here's one that's interesting, which I love, so I'm going to read it off. Grease. Typically a musical comedy until the very end where Sandy and Danny go up into the flying car, right?
Mhm.
And now who knows? It's probably just a fucking ending to the movie, but here this fan base theory is, does that mean they were some supernatural elements in the movie that we're not aware of? Like a conspiracy theory? Or who knows? Maybe they just fucking they died. And the most probable explanation is that the entire story was most likely Sandy's coma fantasy. She actually drowned in the beginning of the film when they were running on the beach and with Danny, and this whole Grease thing was just a coma dream. And then now she's driving away up into the sky with the love of her life, and she passes away in a coma.
Sad. It's a sad
It's a
theory.
beautiful tragedy. That's
is a-
life.
That's
That's
a sad
life.
one.
It's a beautiful tragedy. Romeo and Juliet, another beautiful tragedy. Great Gatsby, beautiful tragedy.
No, I hear you.
That's the shit. No, I hear you.
All right, so can I go Disney on you?
Go Disney on. Go.
There's-
Oh,
there's
I
a
know where you're going
lot.
with this
There's a lot
one.
of Disney ones.
Tarzan.
Before you get on that, wait, because I gotta.
Tarzan.
All right, go ahead. Because I was gonna get the correct film about it. I mean, whatever. but-
Tarzan is Elsa and Anna's brother. So it says, sure, this might sound really outrageous, but what if Tarzan is Anna and Elsa's sibling? It wouldn't be the first time that Disney has set its animated movies in the same universe.
So this is something I want to check out because
Where's the connection though?
Because her parents are the ones that get lost, and they could
So
have gotten lost
Anna
in
and
the
Elsa-
jungle where
Right.
Tarzan was left. Like they could have had an infant that they get lost in the
Bless
jungle
you.
and leaving their infant. Bless you.
bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
So yes, Anna and Elsa's parents,
Follow.
they apparently died at sea, but it's rumored to believe that they didn't die. They got stranded up on this island with Tarzan, and
Right.
they just, well, they died because of the cheetah, but I mean, Tarzan survived, and Tarzan is Anna and Elsa's brother. And it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think that some of the cloth that was made in the treehouse was shown in Frozen at they were like the colors of the family.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What, like when they go to the treehouse?
Yes. That is
I
correct.
haven't seen that movie in so long.
Tarzan or Frozen.
Tarzan.
All right, so I got another Disney one, and this is gonna be Danny might be able to debunk this one too because I know he's a big Peter Pan fan. So the story of Peter Pan has been told numerous times in all sorts of ways. However, most people are familiar with it. Thanks to Disney's Peter Pan, this animated movie is an amazing watch full of grown imagination, heartwarming moments. But
Can you
not
just stop and
everyone.
start over? Because I didn't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm not following you.
This animated movie is an amazing watch, full of great imagination and heartwarming moments, but not everyone buys this wholesome feel. Peter Pan kills lost boys who grow into adulthood. So it says quite a few people who watch the movie believe Peter Pan kills lost boys once they grow up. Those who
Right.
manage to escape join Captain Hook, himself a former lost boy, and become pirates.
Oh shit! So Captain Hook was once a lost boy,
Yeah.
grew up, and that's why they have such beef.
And that's
And
why he
any
wants to go after Peter
pirate
Pan.
that's on Captain Hook's boat
They're
was a
trying to
lost
kill Peter
boy.
Pan, so he stops
that grew
killing the
up.
lost boys that grow up.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's
I
interesting.
like that one. Yeah.
That's
That
a
is
dark
pretty
twist.
interesting. That is. Oh wow. So okay, here's one that I think Joe would like.
Wow.
The reason why Stephen King's iconic novel It and subsequent series and the movies are so popular is their central antagonist in it, Pennywise, the clown, right? While all these formats did a great job depicting the killer clown in these movies, none of them told us as much about Pennywise's origins. So people decided to figure it out on their own. And they think Pennywise belongs to the same species as Mary Poppins. The only difference is that the clown feeds on the fear of children, while Mary Poppins feeds on their joy.
Also from the same species, but like an evil version.
Right.
Not really an evil version, just the other opposite.
I mean,
Just like-
that is a cool fan side
like-
theory, but I don't. I wouldn't think so. That's cool. That's pretty cool though.
It's a good twist.
That
Like,
is a
yes,
good-
you would have to really be into both of those, like, which are total opposites to get that theory, but yeah. So how about Kevin McAllister grows up to be the villain in Saw?
That what?
It makes so much sense because think of all the traps that he does to set for like the
Oh
guys and
shit,
stuff.
that's interesting. Yeah. I
So
didn't
they're
think
saying
about
that Kevin McAllister grows up and turns into the guy who is the villain in
Wow.
Saw.
I like that one. That's funny.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, you got one?
No, again.
You might like this. I think you're gonna like this one. Ferris Bueller was all in Cameron's head. He's the embodiment of everything Cameron wished he could be. Basically, he's just a figment of Cameron's imagination.
Really? Okay, I could definitely see that.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is another
So
Disney
it's
one.
really Cameron doing everything.
Exactly, saying that it's like his second personality.
like bipolar, like split personality type of thing.
Mhm.
Holy shit. Okay, so
I like that.
Which makes sense because even when they're in the pool, she's like, Cameron, were you watching me? Like, blah, 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 like whatever. Like, it kind of would go. I kind of get that theory.
Disney version of Cinderella. So it says that Cinderella, the real reason that the glass slipper didn't change back is because the fairy godmother wanted to set up Cinderella for life. So everything that happened was part of her plan to get Cinderella and the prince together to set them up for a happily ever after, because she had such a miserable life washing the fucking floors.
That one goes too.
I
Wait,
guess.
say it again, Danny.
The reason, all right, so the fairy godmother changes the pumpkin to the carriage and everything happens with Cinderella that night, right? This motherfucker leaves and the shoe doesn't turn back to whatever it was made out of. Everything else turns back into what it was made out of. The mice turn back, she has rags and all this shit, but the glass slipper doesn't. So this motherfucker goes around. I'm saying this motherfucker, but I
A
mean
lot.
Prince Charming, that motherfucker, he goes around with the glass slipper trying to fit it on people's feet, and it doesn't work for anybody except for Cinderella, who was probably the only non-princess that was at the ball. So the fairy godmother knew that she's tired of mopping floors and cleaning up after her stepsisters, that she's like, I'm not going to turn the shoe back. I'm going to let this ride out. And then the prince goes around and he fits on her and sets her up. That's her happily ever after.
Right, but isn't that it?
saying the fairy godmother
glass
set her up
slipper
for
never
life
turned
instead
back.
of for night. Like secretly,
Right,
by
but
not
it's
letting her
never
turn back.
questioned in Disney, is it? I've never heard anybody say, why didn't the slipper turn back? I thought it was meant to say a glass slipper so that it would fit only her foot.
So that
That's
fairy
the whole
godmother could
point
set
of
her
the
up.
that's the whole point of the movie, right? That's the whole point of having the fairy godmother.
I guess. I mean, I never really watched that movie that much enough to,
Danny?
I was more watching
Really?
Aladdin.
I don't know. I mean, yeah,
What
but
did you think the whole movie was?
well,
I'm gonna eat this.
when you
peach.
wish upon a star and shit like that, like fucking a dream is a wish your heart makes. I don't know.
Hope you don't mind me
Alright, so-
eating this peach, Danny, while we record this episode.
Go for it.
Can
Enjoy
I go
it.
Star Wars?
Go Star Wars on him.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
So, in Star Wars, there's quite a few characters that fans love to hate, but it seems like Jar Jar Binks gets the most hate. Some of it is because the character has failed to attempt to bring comedic relief to the Phantom Menace, and some is because he makes every situation worse and still gets away with it. They think
Jar
that
Jar
he-
Binks.
They
Jar Jar
think that
Binks.
he's secretly working for the Sith. And I've actually seen a lot of different like things on this, like YouTube videos and stuff like that. And it actually makes sense because he does like the fake, like drunken, like fighting type of thing. So it makes him look more clumsy than he actually is. He's good at manipulating people's minds. Every time there's something where it's like a big decision and stuff, he's been there in the Senate
Mhm.
for Padme, for stuff like that. He was
True,
always like
he
showing
is,
up for her
yeah.
and stuff. So they think that like a lot of his clumsiness is actually deliberate, and that he's a secret agent working for the Sith, and that his cluelessness is just a decoy.
Oh shit.
And it would make perfect sense because Palpatine was in on the inside too before he was like changed out, and when like that whole thing happened, he needed someone to still be on the inside while Padme was still alive. So it does make sense for him to have that spy. But I always liked that theory. So when that one came up on this list, I was like, oh, I definitely want to say that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Jar Jar Binks.
That is pretty cool. Misa Hole.
So there's
There's-
Iron Man one.
There's okay.
Is there?
Yeah.
No, I would say there's two that could correlate to each other in the same thing. So you could go, and then I'll
Okay.
jump on that one after.
So this one says Marvel movies have always been great as a fan theories, but one particularly interesting one that revolves around superheroes is Tony Stark and Peter Parker. Peter Parker is the kid in the Iron Mask. In Iron Man 2, there's a scene where Tony saves a kid wearing an iron mask during a battle at the Stark Expo. Fans believe that kid is Spider-Man.
Really?
And that's why Tony Stark is so protective over Peter.
Oh, that's
I
pretty
heard,
cool.
I heard that one. I actually seen videos on it and shit too.
Really?
Yeah, I looked it up on YouTube. Right now.
YouTube.
It's pretty cool.
So this one both revolve around Harry Potter. Harry Potter
Okay.
fans are quite lucky because they both have the books and the movies, which you guys love the movies. I like the books, but it's all good. Fan theories came up with this one. Neville Longbottom is the chosen one, not Harry Potter. Neville has had a bad memory due to a botched obliviate spell. So both Neville and Harry meet the conditions to fulfill the prophecy, but it's actually Neville who kills Voldemort. Also, if you remember how Neville had trouble remembering things, this might have been the case of a spell of oblivion because it went wrong and something wanted him to forget the tragic events of the past. That is interesting. Here's another one. Involves what we just talked about a few minutes ago. Mary Poppins was in Hogwarts. She was once a student there. Simply put, she's got fancy clothes, she's good with kids, and possesses fantastic magical skills like flying with an umbrella. And her character's origin story and her source of her powers never really explained. So, according to
So she
these,
could have went to Hogwarts.
right, Mary is a wizard and was once a student at Hogwarts. She now prefers to live amongst the Muggles, where she can put her powers to good.
Huh.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is a cool theory. I like that.
Yeah.
It is
Go
cool.
Mary Poppins.
All right, so I'm gonna change you from evil to good to I mean
Mary
good to evil.
Poppins, y'all.
Bruce
No.
Almighty.
Ooh.
Morgan Freeman is actually the devil.
How dare you?
So think about it. He gives Bruce godlike powers and then proceeds to wreak havoc on him for the better part of the movie. But instead of stopping him, God just watches the chaos unfold. It sounds like something the devil would enjoy.
Interesting. That's pretty true. Well, I mean, maybe you just went on vacation, like you said. But then again, you're right.
I got shit stuck in my teeth with that peach.
But then, like, why would God go on vacation and just be like, "You're in charge now. I'm out."
Why not? It's God. He needs a break. He can do anything he wants.
Dang, 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 dang.
Oh, I forgot. I have a second Star Wars one too.
Go for it.
So, okay. I know you're not as familiar, but I know you've seen the movies, Joe. You've seen all the movies, D?
Star Wars, yeah.
Okay. So in the movies, when Anakin, it's in episode 2 and 3 or whatever, in episode 3, when Anakin chokes Padme or whatever and then leaves her there, and then she goes to have the babies. He got defeated, and then he was getting rebuilt into Vader from Palpatine. As he gets the helmet put on is when Padme dies with the babies. They say that Emperor Palpatine siphoned off Padme's life energy to preserve Darth Vader to keep him living.
Really?
I thought that was a cool theory too, because like
That
getting
is pretty
into like
cool.
into that, and like because that's what made him turn evil. Once he knew
Yeah.
that she was dead, it fully committed him. Like his mother started it, and then like Padme committed it, and
Yeah.
so like
Circle of
if
life.
he
It go on
used that
forever.
exactly, if he used that like that, that's crazy.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay, I got one that I just read, and this is right up my alley. So I'm going to continue doing research about this as well. The Shining and the moon landing. So Stanley Kubrick. First of all, have you guys seen The Shining?
Yes.
You asked us this like 70 times.
Oh,
And you said no.
Quarter of the episode, you ask us if we've seen The Shining.
Really has, right? A lot of times.
Have you?
I haven't. He
Yes.
has.
Good dick. All right. Well, so you're not gonna get it, but Stanley Kubrick turned Stephen King's novel The Shining into a horror classic. The play is fucking amazing. It's dope. So besides this, people think that the moon landing was fake, and Stanley Kubrick directed it. So the movie, these fans say that The Shining is full of hints that state that Stanley Kubrick did help film the moon landing, the faking of the moon landing in Hollywood studios.
The moon landing, faking the faking.
The faking and the faking moon and the faking.
He said before he said it, The Shining. Stephen King's It, The Shining.
Stephen King's. Did I say that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did. Go back.
It's
Listen.
it's lengthy. But anyway, so the people who believe this claim that Kubrick was the man behind the camera in the moon landing faking, and to like kind of ease his consciousness, he put hints in The Shining, and it's conspiracy theory. So I'm gonna get on that, and I'll get back to you guys about it. I'll do a book report, and
We'll probably have an
next by
episode
morning.
soon. How about Donnie Darko?
I love that movie.
Oh,
Me too.
such a good movie.
I made my parents watch that movie with me, and they were like, "What the fuck do you have us watching?"
Well, it's
I was like,
definitely a movie
you
that
guys
have
just
to
don't
watch
get
a few
it.
times.
You
Yeah,
do.
like you do have to watch it a few times. So, and this says that too. So you need to watch Donnie Darko multiple times to unwrap its complex plot and reveal everything to this cult movie offers. But even then, it's hard to come to terms with some random things that just pop on the screen, which is so true. So fans tried to explain this by arguing that there's nothing supernatural about the movie. Instead, Donnie's mental illness is causing him to hallucinate and see things that don't exist.
Crazy. Where's Frank?
I mean, yeah, definitely goes. Like,
That was a
so
cool.
basically, it's like saying, oh, so this is what you're seeing inside a schizophrenic's head if they don't take their medication, type of thing.
That's pretty interesting. I like how the whole movie kind of happens within like a split second, and that's like time travel. If you really think about it, because you gotta watch it again. Dude, that's exactly what the movie is about. It's about time travel. That's why he's laughing in his bed at the end.
Yeah. I believe it.
Boom. We gotta believe it.
How
How many more of these bad boys you got?
Not that many, actually. I
Run
do got
'em with
another
me.
Disney one.
Run them with me. I'd love to hear it.
Andy's mom is Jesse's old owner.
Andy's mom. Oh, okay. So
Wow.
Andy's mom,
So Jesse's upset, or she's has a nervous
Right.
habit because she doesn't want to be put in the box. So she was put in the box in the storage for a long time, and then she was like taken out, whatever, from wherever she was given away to. So the theory is that Andy's mom, when she was a kid, had Jesse. She got packed up. She got older and whatever. When she had a son, Woody met Jesse and blah blah blah, and that's yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I like that one.
me too.
That'd be a pretty cool twist.
Hmm.
That would be.
That would be a cool if they did like a prequel Jesse movie and like made that a story. If Disney saw like fans like wrote that as a theory,
Yeah.
and then we're like, oh, we should give them this, and boom, all of a sudden like you see Jesse's origin story and comes out and it's Andy's mom as a kid. That would be cool.
Oh yeah. That would be pretty dope. I like
I
to
mean,
check
it would
that
be
out.
none of the
Or like a
original
little short.
characters.
Yeah,
It
of
would
course.
literally
It'd be
only
a whole
have to be
different.
Jesse with like a bunch of different toys because none of them would be around back then.
So it's not on here, but based on what you're saying, there's a theory. Oh, maybe it is on here. There's a bunch of the Pixar movies take place in the same universe,
Hmm.
which is pretty cool. I don't know the whole thing about it, but this one here says,
Seen a lot of TikToks about that shit. I don't remember what they were. Either.
oh yeah,
No, there are a lot of connections. Like I actually made a TikTok about it back in the day. I don't know if that's Pixar or Disney, but no, it's Disney. Monsters Inc. has Jesse in the movie.
and the Pixar ball.
Yes,
it's in
and
a
the
lot of
Pixar
them.
ball. So when Sully comes into her room, when he finally brings her back at the end, she starts handing him all the toys before he puts her to bed. She hands him Jesse and the Pixar ball.
Yes, that's right. I remember that.
So they definitely do that a lot in those movies.
So the way that it says is like it kind of sparked off from the movie Brave, when Merida is with the old witch to try to like change her mom into a bear, and it kind of paved the
Such a
way.
good movie.
Yeah, that spell kind of paved the way for the birth of superheroes in The Incredibles, and then the technology that Syndrome developed in The Incredibles is used to bring toys to life in Toy Story, and so forth and so forth. That's just pretty dope. I like that.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay. You got anything else?
I think I'm pretty good. I mean, there was a couple other ones, but nothing that was like,
Nothing crazy?
yeah, nothing that I was really like.
Wow, give me one.
Like there was a Frozen one. It said Olaf is an extension of Elsa's consciousness. Everything he does is really just helping her sister.
Believe it.
Really?
But see, like I feel like that's like something like how he said in the other one before. Like, wouldn't you just get that from watching the movie? Like, yeah, she made him. He was around when she wasn't around. Like, kind of makes sense. It just kind of just fit.
I like having theories and making shit up about your own stuff.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Honestly, let's put it this way: there's definitely been many of nights where, especially us, have just sat up and like after you watch a movie or
Thought about
whatever,
shit.
and had exactly
Their own
theory
connections.
conversations on stuff like that. 100%.
I love that stuff. That's
So
actually
that's
kind
why-
of what,
That's why I thought this would be a fun episode.
yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking now, because my friend and I at work, we were talking about Stranger Things, and now we're trying to figure out, like, did Eleven fucking create the upside down world, or was it there before, and blah blah blah, and this whole lot of shit. So it's cool. You get your own theories on
That's a
it.
good question, because I don't know unless we should know and we don't.
I think we should know.
Maybe it's something they're gonna explain before the end of this next season.
But I didn't catch
I
that.
fucking hope so. Fucking hope so. But that's
Well,
it.
everybody enjoyed. This one was fun. I thought this one was fun. I thought
Fan
it was cool
theories.
just to throw out, some like different theories that people had. And,
A couple of them I never heard of that were really good.
yeah.
Couple, yeah. Oh, there was one of them. Actually, there's to wrap up on this one, if you guys don't mind. It was one of the first ones you showed me about fucking Legally Blonde and Clueless.
Yeah, it was a sequel to Clueless.
Yeah, Legally Blonde was like a fan theory sequel to Clueless. That's pretty cool.
Which is a good, like, because she's in high school in
Yeah.
Clueless or whatever, so it makes sense.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It would have been funny if they got her. Who was-
Yeah.
What's her name that played the girl in Clueless?
In Clueless,
Yeah.
fucking Alicia Silverstone.
So if they got her to play the girl in Legally Blonde, that would have made that theory so much better.
Yeah, that would definitely have been cool. I haven't heard anything from Alicia Silverstone. What's her deal? What is she up to? Has she called you lately? Because I haven't heard from her. She hasn't returned my calls.
Not at all. We're just trying to get her on the show.
Oh man, Alicia, if you're out there, girl, hit me back. Thank you all for the likes, listen, shares, and follows. We support. Thank you for your support. That's it. That's what I meant to say. Not we support you.
Today, Dan.
We support you, but thank you for your support.
Follow us on YouTube.